Hi everyone, today is December 3rd, 2023, and today I have a video all about Charlie. So I wanted to share what it's like living with Charlie and being an owner of a mini Goldendoodle. And we'll start off from the beginning. So where did I learn about Charlie? We had a local breeder who lives roughly 20 to 25 minutes away from us, who I found online actually, and she sells miniature Goldendoodles. And I was looking for a dog that didn't shed, so it was a toss-up between going for another toy poodle or a Goldendoodle, and I've always wanted a golden retriever, and every golden retriever that I've ever met was always so kind, so approachable, and I wanted that mix. I wanted the poodle with a kinder, more gentler spirit. So a smart dog that also knows how to relax, and that's what I think Charlie is as a Goldendoodle. So we found the breeder online in 2019, and I stayed in communication with her for roughly 6 months. So this was prior to the pandemic. So Charlie wasn't an impulse buy for many people who went into isolation during the pandemic and then decided to be a pet owner. We planned on getting Charlie long before pandemic hit, and I was able to pick out Charlie from the litter. I was offered the options, and we had to unfortunately do all of this through online and through texting because of the pandemic like revved up during this time. So we, did our social distancing, did communication through text messaging, and I picked up Charlie, and then we picked him up 8 weeks later after he was born. So we picked him up April of 2020. He was born in February. And we were able to meet with the breeder to pick Charlie up, and all of that went really smoothly, and it was really a nice experience because I hadn't been a pet owner of a puppy for over 10 years, and I grew up with a toy poodle, and my family had toy poodles prior to me being around. So toy poodles are like what we knew about, and Charlie's bigger than any dog we've ever owned. Though he is a mini, he is 21 pounds. He eats Purina kibble, and we've been switching up all of the varieties, the beef, the salmon, and the chicken, and he loves all of that. And we made a really strong, conscious effort, and continue to not feed him any human food, and so or any types of treats that are not specific for dogs, unless they're natural. Like, so one of his favorite treats is pistachios, so I give him that once in a while to get him motivated when I'm trying to teach him new tricks. He likes little peanuts too, and he likes peanut butter, so when he needs to take his medicine for his flea and tick or heartworm, he gets some peanut butter with his medication. But You know, keeping a consistent diet for Charlie has helped his health. He's never had a health problem. His hair is so soft and it grows really quickly. Um, if human food falls on the floor, Charlie will sniff at it, but he won't eat it. Same with medications. If medications fall on the floor, he doesn't eat them because he's been trained to avoid those types of foods and situations. So he will leave it. Charlie was trained. So he's very intelligent, very loyal, and very emotional animal. Unlike the poodles, the toy poodles we've had in the past have had like obsessions with fetch, for example. So I had this little puppy growing up, and that's all he did. And like you'd sit down, and he'd still be playing fetch after you've played fetch with him for like an hour. Charlie's more calm and emotional, and those poodles we've had were more aggressive in nature. They just never formed an attachment or bond like I've had with Charlie. Charlie loves going for walks. Charlie loves going outside, and his outside word for play is running. And we keep all of his toys in the backyard. Soccer ball, football, frisbee. So that if he gets out of the front yard, he'll run his way to the backyard because that's the area that's been reinforced as his happy place. So his playground is in the backyard. Charlie, when he goes outside running, is not on a lead. So he's free to wander. And we have a wooded lot with a pond that's shared by all the neighbors. And Charlie goes around and sniffs, and we've never had him running away. He comes back. He gets nervous when he's by himself, so he will, when he finds out that after he zones out, right, he doesn't know that anybody's around, he'll be sniffing and following scent trails. When he gets back to reality and realizes nobody's there, he comes back to the house. We have a lot of wildlife in the backyard, a lot of geese. We have fox, coyote, raccoon, skunk, snake, wild dog, like stray dogs, we'll say. We've had some stray dogs, and we have stray cats. We also have beavers, and all kinds of things. So Charlie hasn't ever had a bad encounter with any of the wildlife so far. If there are people approaching the property, or if there's other dogs, he will bark and make sure that they know that that's his property. But Charlie comes right back to the house. So one of the things that Charlie enjoys is getting a bath and getting his hair brushed. And he has since he was a puppy, and I used to take him to a few different groomers, and the price just became like outrageous. So it's between $55 to $75 without tip to get a Goldendoodle groomed. So if you're thinking of considering having a Goldendoodle, just know that the price of grooming is high. I took it upon myself to do some research and study how people, cut Goldendoodles, and so I've been grooming Charlie for the past about year and a half, and he does quite well. He's desensitized to people playing with his ears, his face. He doesn't bite. His front paws He doesn't like people playing with his paws, so those are the only areas that Charlie gets a little annoyed with. But Charlie loves putting on his collars. He gets a new collar every once in a while, and sometimes I'll dress him up in like little coats and things. I knitted him a sweater for winter, a green one. And he loves that. And he'll go outside and he'll trot around and show off a little bit. He loves his fashion. Charlie doesn't shed. He is F1B. Charlie naps quite a lot, especially after like you take him for a walk. He's so little. He'll just come back and lay down for the rest of the day. Charlie will play with his toys without anybody else there. So he'll pick up his bunny and play with his bunny. Charlie loves loves car rides and loves kayak rides. So in the summertime and in the spring, Charlie and I go out for a kayak ride. And I had to purchase him last year a new life vest because he got bigger, and he wears his life vest when we're in our kayak. And he never really desires to go into the water. So I never had a problem with Charlie just running outside and jumping into the pond. That never happens with Charlie. Charlie doesn't jump into the water off the boat either. So he loves just the relaxing ride while I'm paddling. And he likes to growl at the geese that are in the water. We get quite close to the geese, so he likes to bark at them in the boat. Car rides, he loves. He will just lay down and sleep through a car ride. He does like looking out the window. All dogs do, right? Put their head out the window. And we do that sometimes. But for the most part, he loves just being chauffeured around. Charlie's pretty high maintenance because he's been with people every minute of every day pretty much. Like, we can leave him alone, home alone, for 6 to 10 hours and he'd be okay. But he craves human beings and being social. So Charlie is a little spoiled in that way because somebody has to be home with him. And he wanders around the house freely all day long. He has his place for his water and food that he can eat anytime. He has 2 or 3 beds around the house, and he has 2 crates. So he's constantly free to do whatever he wants to do. Now, one thing with Charlie and with all dogs is you have to be careful of what you leave around. Charlie's been known to go into garbages and he'll shred tissue paper up and leave it there for you to find. He likes the idea of shredding up grass. That's an interesting thing that none of our other dogs did before. He'll go outside, he'll find a patch of grass, and rather than dig, sometimes he'll dig, but rather than digging, he'll just take his teeth and take the grass out and rip it and shred it and shred it. So he likes either the sound of it or the feeling of the grass when he shreds it. And so he'll do that with tissue paper and whatever you put in the garbage. So you have to be careful with all of that. Charlie is pretty smart. He knows a lot of tricks, so check out some of those videos I've posted. And I'll post more as he learns more tricks. But we learned the Toy Story one, the gotcha, and I'll like shoot him and he'll lay dead. He knows how to spin. He knows how to sit. He knows how to stay. We're working on that one. He knows how to wait better than stay. Charlie will also do this funny thing. It's like he'll come right up behind you and he'll paw at your back. When I'm in the kitchen, he does this, and I don't know why. Because he doesn't get food at that time. He knows I'm cooking food, but not for him. And he'll just come up, stand on his two legs, and he'll just, claw at my back a little bit. And then he'll just stand there until I hug him. Charlie's listening to the cars driving by, so he'll bark at that. Yeah. Charlie, he's changed color over the years. He used to be all red. He was a red puppy. And you can see some of the red on the top of his head here. Still there. But now he's more creamy and white. And he has still that red in him. His nose was all black. Black as night. And now it's brown. And his paw pads have changed too, some coloring. What else about Charlie? Charlie's a good boy. And by that I mean, he always tries to behave. And I think it started from how we housebroke Charlie, because every time Charlie had to pee, we would take him outside. Right? So you pee outside and you poop outside. But even when he made a puddle in the house, I would take him outside. And what we do outside to housebreak Charlie is we get down and we hug him. And we say, good boy Charlie. And then you pet him and Charlie knows he was good. And he associates going outside with doing his pee and poop. And he knows that he's going to be praised every time he does that. And now that he's like 3 years old, right? I don't do that every time in front of the neighbors, but every so often I will show Charlie that I appreciate him and tell him what a good boy he is. And so, yeah, that really helped. I'd say the first 3 weeks of having Charlie home was tough because he didn't want to sleep at the right hours. He'd wake me up at like 3 in the morning because he had to pee outside. And he would be in his own crate just whimpering. But after we got through that, Charlie waits until I wake up now, and he'll go outside with me. So his bladder's grown a little bit, and he knows a little bit of how it works in the house. So Charlie's a really good boy. He's never bit anybody. He's never hurt another animal. And Charlie's gone through a lot of training to get to where he is today. We put in the investment of PetSmart training, and he had the same trainer Mark, for 3 full courses. We had him in puppy, intermediate, and then advanced. Charlie we didn't do the therapy dog training just yet, or the good citizenship training. So those are things we can think about. But he's gone through 3 trainings and has been socialized with other dogs and people. And so far it's done pretty well. And a lot of that was during, oh God, the pandemic, right? So we'd come in and everybody be in masks and all that, but it was pretty fun. Charlie, you want to get down? Are you saying this is done? Are you done? Yeah? We'll let him get down. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and subscribe and like the channel. I look forward to making more videos about Charlie. Just wanted to share, a little bit about Charlie and how we got him. And so far, so good. I mean, 3 years in, Charlie is still #1 in the house, and he is a really loving Goldendoodle, and I'd recommend mini doodles, but you have to put in the time with them. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Bye.